Welcome to the Orange County Atheist TV show. My name is Bruce Gleason, and this is my co-host for this week, Stuart Beckman. Welcome, Stuart.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We hope you enjoy a lively conversation of what atheists are all about. I'm sure you will be tempted to think about your own ideas of religion and what the world really means to you while we progress through this and each show.
Now, this show is not to convert anyone to atheism, but to discuss what atheism is for those who have unanswered questions about their religion and those who are agnostic.
If you have any comments or questions, you can email us at ocatheist@backyardskeptics.com right down here, or you can also leave a message on our answering machine, 714-998-8682. We will be answering your emails and comments and for questions that you leave on the answering machine on later programs.
And we also support our friends at atheistunited.org, Orange County Atheists, and all the meetup groups on meetup.com.
There are many atheist and skeptic groups all around the country. Just Google atheist and your country or city, and you can find out how to get in touch with other atheist groups in your area.
Now, this show today, I understand, we're going to be talking about morality, ethics, where they come from.
That's right, morality, a big, big issue with atheists. Boy, we have no morals.
That's right.
Where do we get our moral foundation from if we're not spiritual, if we do not believe in a God? We cannot have any type of moral foundation. Is that correct?
That's right. That's the message we are told 24/7, isn't it?
That's right. In churches all around the country, those atheists have no morals. Well, we have quite a lot to talk about that today, don't we?
Yes, I think we do.
Now, Stuart is the president of Atheists United in Los Angeles. I am the founder of Backyard Skeptics. We have a meetup here every fourth Thursday of every month in Orange County, California. And I understand Stuart has a lot of meetup groups
throughout the Southland, about a dozen per month that get together and meet.
And you also sponsor meetups in other cities across the country, is that correct?
That's right, we do.
So right now we're going to put Stuart's webpage at the bottom of the screen and his phone number, so you don't have to mention that right now.
Okay.
Let's talk about morals. First of all, before we talk about morals foundations, the foundations of anyone's morals, let's talk about how we get our morals. Now, let's have your opinion first. How do we get our morals?
Well, they come from God, don't they? No, just kidding. No. No, I understand our morals come basically from two places. They come from being social animals. They came through our evolution that we have to get along to survive. So morals is really instruction on how to behave in our society. So to survive, we have to behave morally to be able to keep going.
And the second one?
Second one is through compassion. Part of that evolutionary process has made us care and have compassion for each of us. And because, because morals is based at the very bottom on compassion.
Well, how do we learn those morals? If we're born with this, why would kids be so crazy? Why are kids actually evil? They have bad behavior.
Well, Bruce, did you have parents?
Yes.
Did they teach you anything about morals?
Well, that's what I'm going to actually say about, because yes, would that be the third thing then? You said two. Is that a third thing?
I think that'd be a third thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, in my opinion,
where do they come from? Yes.
That's right. I'm in agreement with two of your answers, and that is evolution. Of course, you have to believe in evolution. If you don't believe in evolution and you think God just put humans down on the planet, when did he give us morals? And you have to look at all the superstitious beliefs and myths of religion to see that sin was actually implanted.
We'll have to have a show where we'll talk about the whole Genesis story and where morals came from. Huh?
But
Maybe not this one.
My answer to the question is, of course, evolution. We had to survive as a species. We're lucky to survive as a species. Even if we didn't have morals, of course, we wouldn't survive. But even with morals, we're lucky. The species is, in fact, it's recently been determined that Homo sapiens was down to 2,000 during the last ice age, and that we've only been around 120 to 140,000 years. So during that period, during one of the ice ages, we were down to 2,000. We almost went extinct.
Wow. Wow.
Of course, there was about 17 or 18, and I'm not sure on this because I'm not a paleontologist, but other species that link us, of course, with our ancestors, which were not apes or monkeys, but we had a common ancestor of apes or monkeys, and those guys had morals as well, which I'll prove later on in the show.
Oh, I can't wait. All
That's
right.
right. I'm going to prove it, actually,
Great.
which is like monkeys, rats, mice, they have morals. You know, no way they have morals. They just kill themselves all the time. Of course, they really don't. The monkeys actually have, in fact, several documentarists have gone out and videotaped chimpanzees killing another chimpanzee. It's almost like a territorial war. Very, very interesting. Fortunately, it's very, very rare. And it could be actually evolution that provides for that, keeping the other tribe away from your tribe so you can encompass all of the food in that area. That might be part of it. The first thing is evolution. The second thing is parental upbringing, just like you mentioned. It was your number 3. Excuse me. And the third thing for me is peer pressure. And that is because even if you have an innate ability to encompass morals as you grow up through evolution, and you take in your parental upbringing, what really matters most as a child is your peer pressure or your peer group that you're with. You can have great morals internally, you can have innate from evolution, you can have great parents that teach you as much as they can, but if you get in the wrong crowd in high school or junior high school or even elementary school for that matter, you are going to be stuck in a very immoral situation, learning immoral traits and bad behavior, and actually being rewarded upon those. Especially if you're in a gang, for instance, in a major metropolitan city, you join a gang, that is kind of the ultimate in morality because they are basically killing each other. They're very selfish for one another.
Yeah, peer pressure is very important in
That's
humans.
right. So morality, why do you think atheists think of themselves of basically having more morals than the general population?
Well, I see morals as, religion would say religion equals morality. I see it as the equation is religion or morality. You can have one or the other. One is a substitute for the other. In the religious view, you get a list of rules. You get the 10 Commandments. You get thou shalt nots. And those are defined as your morality. But an atheist sees morality as far different than just a list of rules, far different than a list of thou shalt nots, that it is, what do you do to live the most exemplary life? So it's a more positive thing, it's a more proactive thing, and it requires a lot more energy to do it. It's easy to just not do anything. The most perfect Christian is a dead Christian because they aren't doing anything. But those who want to actually sample life, to be involved in your day-to-day, and to live a life with purpose and value, you're going to look at morality in ways of how do you use this to express yourself in the most valuable way possible.
Exactly. And one thing about atheists is that we must also look at the Christians, and not only that, but the other religions in the world, and see what morality they have to offer. Because we have to decide if we're dealing with people, are they moral or not? So obviously, as atheists, we're not only deciding
and if we
on our
value
own
knowledge,
morals.
we need to know what is out there to look at.
Exactly. But we take our morals on a situation-by-situation basis. Is it good to lie in certain situations? Of course it is. One simple example is if my wife asks me, honey, do I look fat in this dress? Do you think I'm going to tell her the truth if she weighs 150 pounds and that dress makes her look 180 pounds? Of course not. There's situations where it's actually good to lie. Now,
I agree.
It's not good to lie unjustly. It's not good to lie for your own selfishness. It's not good to lie for your own greed, for instance.
But it's not so black and white, is it?
It is,
you can't
no.
just
You
say,
have to.
never lie.
That's right.
It's
If you
not
never
always
lie, you might be in trouble, actually, because if you were hiding Jews during the
During the
1940s,
Holocaust, right.
and a German came up to you and said, are you hiding Jews? You might be killed, as well as 25 Jews that you might be hiding. That's one extreme example, of course, but there's all smaller examples.
But an important example.
Right. And let's take the kill. Thou shalt not kill. Now, in Islam, they actually add one more word to that. Thou shalt not unjustly kill. And some interpretations of the Bible is, thou shalt not murder,
Right.
which, of course, is unjustly kill,
Right.
which I totally agree with. But that means that if you just take thou